You ever look at someone making 180,000, 220,000, maybe even $300,000 a year and think, okay, they're set. Nice house, two new cars, vacations that look suspiciously expensive. But then you find out they're stressed, like genuinely stressed. They're worried about layoffs. They're carrying credit card balances. They can't take 6 months off if they wanted to. And you think, wait, how does someone making that much money still feel financially fragile? If you've ever gotten a raise and somehow felt tighter instead of freer, yeah, this video is for you. My name is John, and I spend way too much time thinking about how income, lifestyle, and psychology collide in personal finance. If you're someone who earns good money but still feels like you're one unexpected event away from financial stress, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because today, we're breaking down the rich illusion, the idea that high income automatically equals financial security. Spoiler, it doesn't. And here's the thing, the math proves it, the psychology explains it, and the data? It's kind of uncomfortable. Challenging the big assumption. From the time we're young, the formula sounds bulletproof. High income equals rich. Rich equals secure. Secure equals less stress. End of story. Except that's not what's happening. According to data from the Federal Reserve's Survey of Consumer Finances, a significant percentage of households earning over $150,000 still carry revolving credit card debt. Multiple surveys from sources like Lending Club have shown that even six-figure earners report living paycheck to paycheck. Now, before someone jumps into the comments and says, "That's just bad budgeting." Yes, sometimes it is, but that's not the full story. Here's what most people don't realize. High income increases your capacity to build wealth. It does not automatically increase your margin. And margin, not income, is what creates security. The math of the illusion. Let's make this painfully simple. Person A earns $70,000 a year. After taxes, let's say they take home roughly $52,000. Their total annual expenses? $40,000. That leaves $12,000 in margin. Now let's look at person B. They earn $220,000 a year. After taxes, maybe they take home around $150,000 depending on location. Their annual expenses? $4,000 a month mortgage is $48,000. $2,000 a month childcare is $24,000. $1,200 a month car payments is $14,400. Private school is $18,000. Insurance, utilities, subscriptions, travel is $35,000. Total, $139,400. Their margin? $10,600. Person B makes more than 3 times the income, but their margin is smaller. And margin is the thing that determines how long you can survive without income, whether a layoff feels catastrophic, whether you can pivot careers, whether you can breathe. This is where it gets really interesting, because psychologically, person B feels richer, but structurally, they're just more leveraged. Lifestyle anchoring, the psychological trap. Behavioral economists talk about something called lifestyle anchoring, the moment your brain decides, this is normal now. You move into a $900,000 house, it feels extravagant for 3 months. Then it's just home. You upgrade to luxury SUVs, for a while it feels like you've made it. Then it's just your car. Here's the dangerous part. Your expectations scale instantly. Your obligations lock in permanently. That new $4,000 mortgage, that's not a flexible expense. That's a contract. And obligations don't care if you're burned out, you want to change industries, the economy shifts, or your company decides to restructure. The fragility multiplier. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but high income still gives you options. Yes, if you don't fully absorb it into fixed costs, but most people do. Let's say you make $250,000. Your company downsizes. It takes you 6 months to find something comparable. That's $125,000 in lost income. If your fixed expenses are $12,000 a month, that's $72,000 gone in half a year. If you don't have a serious emergency fund, you're liquidating investments at the worst possible time. This is where high-income households get into trouble. They don't run out of money because they're irresponsible. They run out of runway because their lifestyle requires uninterrupted performance. They're one income interruption away from financial stress. That's not wealth. That's high-maintenance living.
Rich versus wealthy. Let's define something clearly. Rich is high income. Wealthy is high optionality. Rich people earn a lot, spend a lot, look successful. Wealthy people control expenses, own appreciating assets, have time flexibility. Here's an analogy. Rich is driving 120 miles per hour on the highway. Wealthy is having a 5-mile buffer in front of you. One looks impressive, the other is safe. The status illusion. Here's what most people don't realize. A lot of high-income households are performing wealth, not building it. There's social pressure at higher income brackets, better schools, safer neighborhoods, networking expectations, travel standards. None of these are inherently bad, but they create a psychological floor. You start thinking, this is just what people like us do. And that phrase, people like us, is financially dangerous because it ties spending to identity, and when identity gets involved, logic usually leaves the room. Compounding obligations. Let's talk long-term math. If someone making $250,000 saves $70,000 a year and invests it at 7% annually, in 20 years, they're looking at roughly $3 million. But if they only save $10,000 a year because lifestyle consumed the rest, that becomes about $410,000 in 20 years. Same income, wildly different future. This is why income alone doesn't determine wealth trajectory. Savings rate does. Margin does. Asset accumulation does.
The comfort trap. High income can actually delay financial maturity because problems don't feel urgent. Credit card balance? I'll wipe it next bonus. Car payment high? It's fine, I can afford it. But over time, comfort builds complacency, and complacency builds fragility. This is where it gets really interesting, because lower-income households often build stronger financial muscles. They're forced to budget, forced to prioritize, forced to build emergency funds carefully. High-income earners sometimes skip that discipline phase, and that's dangerous. Addressing the objection. Now, you might be thinking, so are you saying earning more doesn't matter? No. Earning more absolutely matters. Income is a tool, but tools can build houses or dig holes. The question isn't how much you earn, it's how much freedom your income creates. If a $300,000 salary still requires you to show up every day with zero room for error, you're not financially secure. You're financially dependent. What financial security actually looks like. Real security looks like 6 to 12 months of expenses in liquid reserves, investments that compound regardless of your daily effort, fixed expenses below 50 to 60% of take-home pay, the ability to say no without panic. Security feels boring. It doesn't look impressive on Instagram, but it feels calm. And calm is underrated. All right, let's make this practical. 1. Audit your fixed expenses. List everything that doesn't easily disappear if income stops. Mortgage or rent, car payments, insurance, subscriptions, schooling, debt payments. Calculate the total monthly number. Now ask, how many months could I cover this without income? That number matters more than your salary. 2. Build margin before upgrading. Before upgrading lifestyle, increase emergency fund to 6 to 12 months, max retirement contributions, automate investing. Lifestyle upgrade should follow asset growth, not precede it. 3. Separate identity from income.
You are not your salary. You are not your zip code. You are not your car. The moment your spending becomes tied to proving something, you've entered the illusion.
4. Define enough. This one is uncomfortable. What does enough look like for you? Because without a defined number, lifestyle expands infinitely. Security comes from clarity.
Look, high income is a gift, but it's not immunity. You can earn $300,000 and still feel trapped. You can earn $90,000 and feel stable. The difference isn't ego, it's structure. The rich illusion isn't about pretending to be wealthy. It's about confusing cash flow with security. Security is margin. Security is assets. Security is optionality. And the sooner you understand that, the sooner your money starts working for you instead of the other way around. If this made you rethink how you define rich, hit the like button. Comment below, what would make you feel truly secure? And subscribe if you want honest conversations about money without the hype. I'll see you in the next one.